Hello, you guys. So, we're going to use tarot to find healthy ways to deal with the irritation of having our no contact boundaries being violated. You know, there's a lot of unexpressed emotion among communities of individuals who know that being the bigger person with an immature individual will pay off in the long run. But, sometimes in those moments when you're being the bigger person, because, if you stoop to their level, it's only going to, put out the unspoken ideology that no solutions exist. And when you know solutions exist and you're patient for the right solutions to come about, well, you will be tried by individuals who just simply do not know how to emotionally process their own pain and trauma. This is simply a part of being a human, having to deal with another human being who feels that the whole world needs to know that they're in pain and that trauma happened to them, as if it only happened to them. But literally everyone has emotional pain at this point. And eventually it won't be like that one day, but everyone has trauma. So we're going to ask the cards some healthy ways to deal with the irritation of understanding that when you go out into society to make sure that you and your family have your basic needs provided for you consistently, continuously, with integrity, you're going to be tried by an individual who does not yet understand that them making their external environment difficult because they do not know how to healthily express their emotions is actually hurting them and making a lot of people uncomfortable. And people just don't want to keep constantly saying the same thing to the same person, knowing they're not going to listen. So this is where a lot of people have just said nothing to people who have just been making communities just seem very, very, like you don't feel safe in your own community. Dealing with people like this on a daily basis, and you understand that we have laws that can protect them, I'm very well aware that people who are very annoying are very intelligent, and they will use the tactic of irritating someone to either get them to react or lose their shit and play innocent and try to make money off this shit. I'm very well aware of this shit. So when you realize people like this exist in society, you have to understand it's better to be graceful and simply acknowledge that the irritation you feel is real, and it's your body's way of saying, this is not going to be good for us. If we tolerate this bullshit for too long, we have our boundaries we have to set. This is where mature adults will say, okay, there's a mature way for me to set this boundary. And what's the way I can set this boundary so I don't have to keep repeating myself to the same person? For me personally, I have went above and beyond to publicly humiliate narcissists. Yesterday, when I was getting my food, there was a narcissist who was been sexually harassing me, initiating unwanted conversation for the longest. Bitch, I'm trying to get some food, and you over here trying to sexually harass me because your lazy ass is hungry and ain't nobody giving you no food, so you think you gonna come up here and sexually harass money out of me and get some food out of me? So, no problem. I finally just said what I needed to say. I spoke up for myself and aired his shit out in front of everybody. As per usual, it's a narcissist. He tried to gaslight the situation, but because I spoke way too much logic and made too much sense, this bitch got quiet. And this nigga is probably in his 50s. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Probably in his 50s, he tried to act like he was unfazed by it. But he realized a bunch of families felt uncomfortable around him. Yet he wanted to make a point that he was smarter and stronger than me. So on my way out, and I'm hungry, okay, use psychology here, he tries to start some more shit with me. Well, I just simply said it like it is. If you respected yourself, maybe you would be treated the way you hope to be treated. I also used the keywords gaslit, narcissist, and self-respect. And he got up and he had been trying to get me to react dozens of times, y'all. He been walking past me, knowing what he doing. He been starting conversations. Instead of me reacting, and instead of me losing my shit, which he had been trying to get me to do for the fucking longest at this point, it's been about a couple of months. I gotta keep it a buck. In a public restaurant, this nigga loses his shit. Now, once again, I'm gonna wrap this story up because the cars is calling me. I walked, I got my food, put some, fed myself. I'm walking back, walking to my destination. This nigga, he's so humiliated that he looks at me and says, "Hey, have a good day." Nigga, what did you just not fucking learn from no contact, bitch? Don't try to act nice just because I called your ass out in public. Now, I didn't say this, but this was how I felt. I gracefully walked past and I said nothing. And I heard the regret in his voice. So this lets me know that narcissists know when they done fucked up. And this is why when you understand that a narcissist is consciously trying to irritate you, to get you to react, or to get you to lose control just to get your attention. If a narcissist is willing to do this to get your attention, and narcissists are capable of murder when they have obsession on the brain. This is where you have to understand, as you are figuring out how narcissists move, irritation is normal. Narcissists, they abuse psychology in such a dark way that they go above and beyond to irritate the shit out of you. But what narcissists won't tell you is that they're sick. They don't have no money. So they irritate you to get you to lose your shit so that they can take from you. Narcissists look at other humans as, how can I con this person to get what they got instead of me actually doing the work myself? And when you take this into consideration, well, be mindful, irritation will take place. Now, I eat pineapple mint. It helps with agitation. Okay, well, let's get into the cars. We have the 10 of Swords supported by the Queen of Pentacles. So realize that as you are learning new healthy ways to deal with irritation, you being graceful will reward you financially. Because literally, narcissists cause nothing but anxiety. People simply are tolerating narcissists at this point. I go online and I see narcissists creating these fake profiles. Profiles where they're trying to, start new trends and seem as if they're on to something that other people should get on. And the more aware I become of it, I just don't even pay them attention because it's like, yo, People is focused on trying to make sure they got their rent paid, they got food in their belly, they're trying to make sure they ain't dehydrated, and you over here trying to put out new social media trends. What the fuck is up with you? You need to focus on what's going on right now. If you get into debt because you emotionally like to spend money, and I do this shit myself, look, find healthy ways that when you get triggered to spend money, that you sit your ass down. Either start drawing, start painting, like literally some art. Make some art, because literally being in a community with narcissists, you have to be understanding that there will be anxiety. Narcissists bring nothing but bad luck everywhere they fucking go. Like literally, you can have a nice family dinner, and then the narcissists come in, and everybody just starts, the body starts stiffening up. People trying to talk a certain way because the narcissist is too fucking sensitive to open their minds that they can't, to open their minds to new forms of communication. So they done try to force somebody to communicate in a way where only they feel comfortable to make it seem like it's normal to the outside world. My family, is with it, so, then it's good. But when a narcissist is making the family feel uncomfortable as well, like I have children with 2 narcissists. After what happened with me and my children not being with me, I said, fuck it. I'm going to understand how I contributed to my kids being taken away from me, and what can I do so I can give my children the knowledge they need to not get into a narcissistic relationship. I don't have a relationship with my kids presently. Why? Because I understand if I go around the fathers of my children, one of them niggas gonna get in their emotions and try to fucking harm me. I'm aware of this shit, and they're gonna use my kids. They know I love my kids. I relax with my kids. So these niggas would try to harm me when I'm enjoying time with my kids, and then convince my babies that what happened, that it was normal. Okay? So I'm fully aware of the situation that I'm in. However, understand what comes with irritation. Find creative ways to express the anxiety that you feel when a narcissist is around, and do this wisely. This will help you with the irritation. If that means you want to make some music, you want to draw, you want to do a little bit of this, you want to create a new tarot deck, whatever the fuck it is, make some fucking art, because you have to accept you will feel the uncomfortable process of acknowledging how uncomfortable you feel with certain people around. The art will help you be able to soften your heart and keep your heart soft when you have to consistently set boundaries with a motherfucker that don't want to respect a no contact violation. Okay? These motherfuckers know we gonna keep it a buck out here in this bitch. If you don't initiate contact with them, they don't want it. So here's a trick they doing. Whoever you talking to, they gonna talk to them and act and then talk to you so it can seem as if the conversation was initiated. I had to tell an old ass nigga yesterday, nigga, I don't know you. You old enough to know how to communicate healthily. So consistently set boundaries, make some art, and get your paper. This is how you can deal with the irritation of dealing with someone who's violating your no contact boundaries and understanding that they have narcissistic personality disorder. You can't get rid of them overnight. So at the end of the day, let a narcissist walk into their own death trap. That's how we gonna do this thing. Have a good year.